The lower he goes, the happier I'll get. I like Frankie Edgar a lot as a person. Take away the whole fighting thing, I like him as a person, as a human being, and I don't ever want to see him at 155 pounds again. These guys are too big and too strong at 55. Yes, I know he was the champion. I know he beat legends and had close fights and everything else, but you can only fight so long those types of wars with bigger, stronger guys. It's not good. I never liked it.
Dana, what did you text Pettis back?
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. Friggin' maniac.
I mean, did that cross your mind at all? Because I saw on Twitter.
Hell yeah, it crossed. It didn't cross my mind until he texted me. But yeah, it's crossing my mind now. I like it. I like Pettis, man. I like Pettis. Yeah.
That's fresh, but what do you do with guys like Ricardo Lamas and Korean Zombie, who are both right there knocking on the door already? Can he leapfrog those guys, or what do you do?
If he went down and fought him, you do the Zombie and Lamas. But Zombie's hurt. Zombie's out for a while still.
I know when Zombie's going to be back.
I wanted to say May. Yeah, he's out. He's hurt.
What do you think Pettis' motivation is in doing that, given that you just said last week, hey, he's next for the 55 shot?
Well, I had heard before this, people were saying that he doesn't cut weight for 55. Like, doesn't cut weight at all. And he can make 45 easily, which is shocking to me. Because he looks like a big kid when I see him, in person, but it's interesting.
Aldo says he lets you make the fights and he just takes what comes. Is that true for your experience with him? Do you think he'll be receptive to it?
Yeah, listen, there's never really any times where guys are refusing to take fights around here. You'll see that the odd we're teammates and stuff like that, but in the UFC, guys don't try to turn down fights. And usually if it starts to happen, it's guys that are on their losing streaks and they don't want to. It's very rare. It happens few and far between. If you look at all the fights that we make and how many fights are. I'd rather not fight him, that type of stuff.
You mentioned Anderson wants to fight in April. Weidman isn't projected to come back till early summer. Can you push that out?
We don't know. We don't know when he's going to come back. We got to find a fight first. We got to make the fight. We got to make sure Weidman's all right. The later, the better for Weidman, probably.
Does he really want to come back and fight the best of all time?
Huh?
Does he really want to come back and fight the best of all time for being off so long?
Not only does he want to come back and fight the best of all time, he said, I will smash this guy. I'll fight him in Brazil, and I'll give him the rematch in Madison Square Garden. So he's pretty confident with that fight.
And Lorenzo's going to go to New York anytime soon? Or Mark or Merch? Anyone going to go to New York State anytime soon?
New York? We just had a big New York meeting yesterday or the day before. I can't remember.
Promising?
All my days rolled together. I can't remember what's what, but yeah, it's always promising. We always have great conversations about New York. And then these dirtbags end up pulling something else out of their hat. Meaning the Las Vegas Culinary Union.
Just to clarify.
Just to clarify who the dirtbags are.
I know you said earlier this week that you weren't involved in the Josh Barnett talks at all, but people with the heavyweight being kind of wide open now after tonight, people are saying, could that guy slide in? Do you have any update on him, and could he slide into a number one contender or a title shot type situation?
I should have asked Joe that tonight. Joe's been dealing with it. I haven't been, so. But I can tell you this: I haven't heard anything negative. I haven't got any calls going, Josh Barnett's crazy, he's out of his mind. I haven't had any of those calls, so.
Could he walk into a title fight, you think?
No. There's no way. Cormier's here, you know what I mean? Yeah.
To follow on that, with Overeem out now and situation kind of mixed up, would you kind of push for Cormier if he beats Frank Mir to stay at heavyweight and fight Kane? Or would you still say if he wants to go to light heavyweight?
There's so many options. I would be shocked if Cormier came out and said and fought Mir and beat Mir, said, now I want Cain Velasquez. I'd be shocked if that happened.
I would too.
I would see him coming out and saying, I want to go to 205 before that. But he's never said that to me, just so you know. From what I understand, Kane and Cormier would fight each other, from what I understand. But I would be shocked if he did. I mean, those guys were in there hugging for 15 minutes after he won the title, you know what I mean? But who knows, man? They're pretty serious guys, and like I always say, it's all about proving who the best is. And that guy might be my friend, but he's got what I want, and I know what I get when I get that belt. Because all the guys who have a champ in their camp, they see how these guys live and what you know, what the deal is when you have that belt. When you have that belt, it's a whole nother ballgame.
Everyone was very excited about him maybe coming to the UFC, and you're like, this guy's a kickboxer. You were not sold. The Brock fight, you got a bit on the bandwagon. After tonight, you say, you know, maybe I was right. He is not a top-level heavyweight.
I say he looked terrible tonight. That's what I say. You know, I think Rashad's a great fighter. Rashad looked terrible tonight. You know.
Do you think that reflects on the team? Because I mean, the team in Melbourne didn't look so great the last fight either.
Yeah, I agree. They got some work to do down there at Black Zillions. You know, they got some work to do. They did not look good. Vitor did.
Yeah, that's true.
But they didn't look good. It's you know.
You keep referring to the card up in Montreal as a welterweight tournament. Do you guys actually kind of have that bracketed out? In the opposite? I mean, not a true bracket, but I mean, kind of have guys penciled in.
I mean, it really is a welterweight tournament. It's all the best guys, you know, 6 best welterweights in the world.
So it's more just a filtering out card where you can kind of see where guys land.
We're going to see where Maya sits. We're going to, you know, a lot of things will flush out once that fight happens.
Are you more intrigued by the Aldo Pettis match or the possibility of Pettis and Henderson rematching from the best fights of the last few years?
Say that again?
Aldo versus Pettis, or the potential for Pettis to fight and Henderson again?
Yeah,
which was
right. Those are both great fights. No, I agree. Both great fights.
How are you going to make it?
Yeah, so maybe what you do is you know, he texted me, so I told you, you know, maybe you do the Ben Henderson fight. You know what I mean? If he doesn't win, he goes down and fights Aldo at 45. I don't know. Maybe he goes to 45 and does that, and then drops the belt, moves to 55. I don't know.
What about Melendez? That's a lock. That fight is for sure, right? Go with Melendez. And,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's done.
Hey, your buddy.
Dana, something important happened in today's fight. The 3 main events were won by Brazilians. I was wondering if there's something that the UFC is doing in terms of scouting to bring Mexican fighters, so that hopefully, like maybe in a year, the 3 main events will be won.
We did. We just did a big scouting trip down into Mexico, and it went very well.
So is Mexico the next Brazil?
Well, let's not get crazy here. Brazil is off the charts. Brazil is a whole. I want the United States to be the next Brazil. I want that to happen. Yeah, I see Mexico working out. I always did since day one. But Brazil is. When I used to talk about how big Canada was, the U.S. took off or whatever. Brazil is smoking everything right now. Brazil is craziness.
Your buddy Randy Couture is still in your show open. I know it's an expensive piece of animation there.
Yeah, I won't change that. I won't change that.
With everything that happened, you're still cool with it?
Yeah, it's you know, when I told you guys before the last that I'm happy, I'm telling you guys I'm happy that he's gone. I'm happy that he's gone and he's gone forever and he's with them.
But there won't be any kind of an effort to rewrite history or anything. People say like sometimes you leave Frank Shamrock out of things or whatever.
Frank Shamrock's a dick. You know what I mean? Frank Shamrock literally never shuts up. He's always popping off about something. He's always got something stupid to say. You know, Frank Shamrock came out with a statement the other day. He wants to fight me. You know what I mean? Give me a fucking break. The guy is a clown. I just have no respect for Frank Shamrock. That's the difference, you know? Couture, you know, I don't respect him at all. Not even a little. Randy Couture, the only time that Randy Couture is ever a man is when he steps foot in that cage. As soon as his big toe steps out of that cage, he's the furthest thing from it. That's it. That's the way I feel about it. I don't at all disrespect what he did in the sport, you know? And as much of a man that I think he's not, he was 100% man when he stepped in that cage. It is what it is. And just to clarify to you guys, you know, I know I come off sometimes like you're asking me if I'm going to rewrite history with Couture, Frank Shamrock, all this other stuff. Randy Couture, it was around Christmas time, okay? And his lawyer sends in a letter and cancels, like bails on the last show that he's doing for us. He doesn't want to do the last show after they begged me for a fucking job, okay? So I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Start digging around. I find out that he's talking about doing a deal with Bellator and Spike. I call his lawyer. I went me on his lawyer, is the best way I could explain it. And then I called Randy. Called him over and over and over again. He wouldn't even answer his phone. Okay? 3 hours later, he texted me. And I said, did you or did you not do a deal with those guys? No. I called him and called him and called him. Then he texted me and said, what's up, boss? I hear you're flipping out. I did not sign a deal with Spike or Bellator, but I'm talking to 2 other networks right now. I said, if you tell me that you did not bail on my last fucking fight and go do a deal with them, I don't give a shit what network you sign with. I don't care if it's friggin' HBO, the Food Network. I could care less who it is. Are you saying that you did not sign a deal? I did not sign a deal with them. Stop worrying, relax, and have a great Christmas. We'll talk later. To this fucking day, sitting right here, right now, we still have not talked.
When did you find out for sure that he'd signed?
When I knew the whole time that he was doing the deal. Even when I was talking to him and he was lying to me, not even to my face, not even on the phone, but through text. Now, do you think? Let me ask you guys a question. All the history and all the stuff, and all the guys that we've dealt with, we're not unreasonable people. We're not. I know I have this image like I'm some absolute lunatic that flies off the handle and just starts, ruining lives for no reason or whatsoever. It's fucking ridiculous. If Randy Couture was a man, walked into our office and said, here's the deal. I got one more fight with you guys for the Fox thing. I'd like to do it. I have another offer on the table and it's with Spike and Bellator. I have to make a living too. I got to do whatever. Am I with you guys? Am I not with you guys? Do you want to match my deal? Do you want to beat my deal? Or how about this? Fuck you guys. I can't stand you. And I'm leaving. And I just, thought I'd be a man about it and tell you to your face. That's not Randy Couture, And when I made the comment the other day about the Captain America thing, ask anybody who's ever been in business with Randy Couture if they like being in business with Randy Couture. There's so much stuff out there that you guys don't even know. And whatever, the guy's going on, he's making a living. So that was, there's the whole story, the way that it went down, and it just, I respect him. Like I said, there's no more of a man when that cage closes, and there's no less of a man when he steps outside of it.
Speaking of guys,
how might this affect Ryan's future?
So, the day after I talked to you guys, I called Ryan Couture. And I said, Ryan, let me put it to you this way. This is probably going to be the weirdest conversation you're ever going to have with me. You signed a deal with us to fight in the UFC. I want you here if you want to be here. But I need you to understand this. Me and your dad are not good. Me and your dad are never going to be good. Ever again, as long as I walk this fucking planet. And I know he's your dad, and I don't want to, like I said, I'm calling you up telling you how much I don't like your father. But if you want to leave the UFC, and because I don't want him, he's not cornering him. Randy Couture can't buy a ticket to this motherfucking event. Okay? So I said, he's not going to be around, and I just want to be up front with you. You know how I am. I want to be honest. I want to be up front. If you wanted me to release you from your contract so that you could go do a deal with Bellator and have your dad and, maybe work with him and come up and do whatever, I would do that for you too. And he said to me, every kid who's ever strapped on a pair of gloves is dreaming about fighting in the UFC. And if they say they're not, they're either lying or they're stupid. He said, this is my dream. I want to be with you guys. I want to fight. Listen, he's my dad. He's my dad, and he's always going to be my dad, but this is where I want to be. I've worked my whole life together. I said, well, let me tell you this. I said, this is your house. Don't ever feel like it's not. Don't ever feel like if you walk down the hallways in our, at our shows that you're not part of this team and part of this family. I said, I'm honored that you said that, and bro, we're happy to have you. So I just felt like that was something that I had to do. I had to talk to him. You know, the kid's either with us or he's not. Meaning, and I don't mean him, oh, you're either with us or you're not with us. I mean, I want him to feel like if he stays with us, he's with us. We're not, there's no hard feelings for him because of what's going on with me and Randy or anything like that. So I just wanted to reach out and make him feel comfortable if he wanted to stay. And I wanted to give him the option if he wanted to go with his dad too. I don't want to be in some situations like, now these guys getting a fight with my dad and I'm stuck in this contract with them and I'd rather, you know what I mean? So that's the whole story. That's it. And I'd rather never talk about it again.
Do you know if you've signed H.E.A.T over from Strikeforce?
Yeah, everybody is.
Pretty much everybody's done other than Barnett.
Huh?
Pretty much everybody's done other than Josh Barnett.
I think so, yeah.
Have you given a time frame of how far we'll be away from event in Russia?
No, I don't know. No.
Do you worry about Vadim and his relationship with Putin, and it doesn't bother you at all?
What changed all that?
Vadim has never bothered me. Never.
But he does have close ties with people over there. And
good for him. So do we.
Signed Fedor yet?
Huh?
You signed Fedor yet?
No, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. Did he come out? Did he come out and say something after I said that the other day? That wasn't true or something?
Yeah. The team said that it wasn't that close.
It wasn't that close? This guy's such a fucking weirdo, man. Such a weirdo.
What's in your trip plan?
It's all just business stuff, just like financial shit. Nothing exciting. Sorry, financial guys.
Can you do anything in the Philippines, or is that just nothing?
I don't know. I don't know how long that'll take. I was really hot on that for a while. We had it done. We had sponsors lined up. We had everything done, and it just all fell apart. It was like right around the time when the world all started crashing. That deal fell apart. But eventually we will. It's a hot, crazy market. Yeah. And I'm dying to go to the Philippines. I've never been there. I would love to go to the Philippines. Thailand and the Philippines are two places I really want to go.
If the Pettis thing doesn't work out with him dropping to 45, is Lamas the guy for sure?
I don't know. We good?
Good.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.